You seem like a lovely guy. Anyway, time now for Lazy Brunch. We're joined in the kitchen by Nick Frost, who used to be a chef.
Hello, Britain. No, I was a cook. I won't say I was as good as a chef. I was a cook, and then since I've not actually worked in the business, I've become a much better cook because I do it now from my friends and family and not for...
What kind of places did you work in?
I worked in a lovely Mexican restaurant called Chiquitos for years, for about 6 or 7 years, and I was in the bar first, and then I was a great waiter. I think perhaps one of the best in the country. And then I was...
Tell me about the trays.
I hold the world record for spinning trays, which was 13 trays, yeah.
Right. Great.
And then I got to a point where I really didn't like the public anymore because of their silly questions. And so then I moved into the kitchen. And, you know, I did my apprenticeship in the broiler and pot wash and doing all the rubbish jobs. But, you know, a guy orders a rack of ribs and then I go back for... I call it a 2-bite check back, if they don't like their food in 2 bites, you know.
Yeah.
So I went back and he said, oh, sorry, I don't mean to complain, but there are bones in this. A rack of ribs! It's a rack of ribs. It's meant to have bones in it. So, yeah.
Plenty of material then. It provided 6 or 7 years worth of material for your future comedy career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Should we cook? Right, now what we're going to do, we're going to
yeah.
do a salmon and prawn cocktail, but with a slight difference. So it's based on like a salmon tartare, so it's raw salmon that we're using. Joy of salmon is, of course, that it's a very fatty fish, so the fat really acts as our glue to hold it all together.
I liked it when you squeezed it a bit.
Did you? Just to kind of check that it was all right?
Nice.
Just chop it up nice and fine. Now, Nick, if you could peel that avocado, cut it in half, peel it, and chop it nice and fine the same way I'm doing with the salmon here. You see, Amanda, as you kind of do this, it's very sticky.
Sticky, yeah.
Yeah, and that is the key to this, because it is going to hold together in our presentation ring without the addition of anything else. That's how exciting it all is. And, of course, because we're doing raw, you need to use it very, very fresh.
I just told him to use that bowl. Is
You've
that okay?
got to chop it rather than mush it. You're not making guacamole now. You're not back in the Mexican restaurant. It's chopping. It's kind
Holy
of...
moly.
This is fine.
If I get it out, then I can chop it up after, right?
That's good.
Well, this is a bit of an aphrodisiac dish you're doing for Valentine's Day, because an avocado is well known for being an aphrodisiac.
Is it, though? Is that really true,
Well,
or is that just one of those old wives' tales, Hammer?
No, it's not a well, because it came from... the Aztecs called it a testicle tree, but it wasn't because it looked like that, it was because it actually helped boost their fertility. So that's where it comes from.
I'm glad you pointed out that it doesn't look like a testicle.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest.
Why are you saying testicle tree?
Yeah, that was
I think that looks like a testicle. If my testicles look like that, I'd
Anyway,
have to see my
let's carry on.
GP.
Let's carry on, shall we?
OK, so chop that nice and fine, Nick, and then that can go in there. Now, the other ingredients that we got for this, as well as the avocado, some very finely chopped shallots. This is some pink champagne that we've reduced down. So you've intensified the flavour, a little bit of booze in there, lime juice and some dill. I'll just put some dill into there. That's good. You've got a nice, relaxed action with your chopping.
Yeah, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You can't be tense. You're going to lose a finger or a nail.
And that can all go in with the salmon as well. A little bit of salt.
I'm used to a bigger knife, to be honest. I'm not in my comfort zone.
No, I know what you mean, but I would have gone for a larger knife. But you just don't know. You only revealed at the start that, you know, you were a chef. In goes the shallots. Squeeze the lime juice into there.
Here you go.
Thank you very much.
OK, squeeze lime juice there. Then if you could just
fantastic.
mix all of that together for me. And that is a lovely flavour. So we've got lime juice, we've got avocado, we've got shallot, we've got fresh salmon. Now...
I'm getting a real Scandinavian vibe off of this.
You know,
Do you know what I'm saying?
I know just where you're coming from. Now, what we're going to do for the dressing, we're going to make a Mary Rose. So, mayonnaise, tomato ketchup, Worcester sauce and brandy.
And what's the difference between Mary Rose and Thousand Island?
Ah, very good point, you asked that. Origin, in fact, do you know
that wasn't rehearsed, it sounded rehearsed.
Right, it did sound like you knew what you were talking about for one brief moment there. Do you know where Thousand Island dressing originates from? Nick will know this, of course.
Thousand Islands, somewhere.
Which is...
Off America somewhere?
Come on. Home in, further?
That's north-east?
Yeah, New York. Off New York is where it originates from. But the difference in flavour really is very little at all. It's like many things have sort of more than one variation. And all we do with this is just mix all of that together. So in goes the tomato ketchup, in goes the brandy, in goes the Worcester sauce, which just gives it that little bit of a kick.
Not a waste of good brandy.
It's nice in this, though. This is lovely. I want you to taste this before we put it on the other ingredients. Have a little dip in of that. Because it's lovely. The brandy actually really helps it. You get that depth to it.
Yeah?
That's good, isn't it?
It's good.
Yeah, it's very good. Now, to present it, little presentation ring, oil, the ring up, pop it into there, and then we get all of this mix. Look how sticky that is. That's everything that you want. You want to make sure that this holds together, and then in there it goes, and press it down. Again, this is what's going to hold it together. If you just leave it loose, it's going to fall at the last minute.
So what about if people worry about eating raw fish?
It's fine.
What do you
Fresh, raw fish, absolutely fine. If you do it cooked, it won't work. It won't hold together.
Okay.
Now, the other things we're going to add to this, we've got some beautiful cooked king prawns and some pink grapefruit. So again, it's another sort of Valentine-y sort of thing.
It's very
3
healthy,
prawns.
Simon.
Yeah.
There's also a lot, you're feeding the eyes, you know. It's very important.
Exactly. First thing we eat with, isn't it, Nick? It goes onto the plate and that's
Absolutely.
it. That's what the customer sees first of all. That goes like that, and then our dressing, just a little bit of that.
What's your top tip for this one then?
Top tip on this one is for peeling avocados. Now, Nick did it really well with the spoon and with the baller, but what you can actually do with it, if you put your thumbs down the sides of the skin, you'll find that will kind of do it easily, just that little gentle movement. And then, look, it holds up. It's beautiful. There we go.
Nice.
Fantastic.